Hello, 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 hello. My name is Asherah and welcome in. To timestamp it today is the 4th of December 2025 and the time is 18:04. Okay, remember all numbers are codes, yeah? Let me start with my introduction before I start popping off because I swear down. So in the vibe right now, it's the 4th of December, full moon. The energy is delicious. The energy is delicious. Slap on your pom pom, girls. The energy is delicious. Yo. Okay, so hello. Feeling so sexy today. Let me not. Alright, let me not. Jesus Christ. What's the matter? It's this energy, man. It's so beautiful. It started out so electric, bouncy. I could not stop dancing. I've took my daughter out. I said I fancy Indian, and my daughter was like, "Ooh, can we go Soho Tavern?" So I was like, "Yeah." So we went Soho Tavern, and they're playing all these 80s rock songs that I remember, and I can't stop dancing. I danced literally from I walked in and ordered, sat down at the table, looked at the menu, went up to the bar, ordered our food. I'm shocking out at the bar. I'm shocking out at the blood clot bar. I'm saying to my daughter, what the fuck is going on? Before I even go up to the bar, I can feel the kebab, cheese kebab moving around in my belly, let me calm down. The last thing I want to do is be pooping up myself. I meant birthing, obviously, my lady. Anyway, let me do this fucking introduction. My God, come on. So, hello. My name is Asherah and welcome to my unique PhD journey. I'm exploring dissociative identity disorder and psychosis alongside conscious expansion, blending the 3D academic world with my 5D spiritual practices. I'm also training to be a shamanic practitioner, and I bring in my gifts as a clairvoyant and a medium. As we dive in, please note that when I am channeling spirit, which it's not me you're talking to, basically. The insights are personal and spiritual. They are not clinical. While I have academic training, PhD, I'm looking at mental health and education, senior leaders, as in head teachers. I'm a former head teacher. This journey is about authentic multidimensional exploration. So let's embark on this journey together and uncover the intersections of science and spirit. Mwah. Hello. Spirit had me on the bed, putting on a slow one, And I was like, yeah, ancestors, take over, man. Let me see what you're working with tonight. Yo, the ancestor put on a piece of juk, roll, and she goes so. And I was like, is that how you going on? I feel like banging on my drum. And shaking my rackers at the same time. Oh my God. Can I bang on the drum at the same time, Spirit? Oh my god! 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 How lovely! How beautiful! How beautiful! How beautiful it is to absolutely indulge and bath. Oh my god! And submerge myself, saturate myself in this absolute glorious energy. Oh, oh fuck off. I said yesterday, I did a video yesterday and I said, oh my god, this is like one of the hardest days. Yeah, because I had to sort some stuff out for my granddad and it just, it fucking hit me, man. Really did. And I was in this energy and I was crying, I was falling, I was in my workspace. Not even the same workspace that I videoed. This is a completely different one. And I ain't been there for ages, so I don't even know who these people are. They're all fucking, you know how it says that sometimes it feels like I'm in the Truman Show and sometimes it just feels like I'm in fucking Fortnite or some shit like that. Zelda, with all these non-participating characters. Feels like that. So it was one of them ones. I've just jumped timelines. I've gone somewhere else now. Where are we going? It's the music. Love, yeah, you love. And then, thinking now, a girl, you alone, me love. You me love. See right now, this is energy doing my body. I'm in my head, so I feel myself in my face, my cheeks, my nose, my mouth, etc. So this is me on the top half, okay? So I can open my eyes and speak to you. You can't even see what I'm doing. So my legs are doing exactly what my arms are doing. I wish you could see. Let me see. Yeah? So I'm saying that the conscious me is in my head. That's what I feel. But you see my shoulders down from like my neck? That's energy moving me. So it decides where I go. It decides what I do. And I have to, not have to, but it works better when I stay in my head. So if I open my eyes, if I talk, I can do everything that the conscious head can do. What I shouldn't do is think about, oh, do I look silly? Oh my God, is this showing? Oh my God, did the thing come weird? Blah, de, blah, de, blah. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The minute I start to kind of have thoughts of a 3D kind of nature, I will fuck up. And my hands will smash together, or one foot will hit the other foot, or I'll fall over. But you see, if I don't do that, because when I was training to be a medium, not training to be a medium, I was already a medium. And I'm going to put a full stop in the story that I'm talking about to explain what I mean about training as a medium, okay? So, I went to this church in Sutton Coldfield, because that's where I used to live, in England, because obviously this is global. And I went there. I went to this church, and it was a spiritual church, yeah? And I was looking for the psychic team because I knew I had psychic powers. I've had psychic powers my whole life. I've seen ghosts my whole life, etc., whatever. So I was looking for someone to kind of help me understand certain things, because I recognized around this time, and this is around 2015 going into 2016, around the November times of 2015, I recognized that my gifts were coming online a little bit more. And to be honest, I just wanted to understand them, because from a child, my mum had always kind of shunned or dismissed my gifts and my abilities. So I didn't really have anybody kind of educating me. And even though my family led me to believe that they came from a somewhat spiritual family in terms of, my aunties and my mom had certain gifts. So my mum is a dreamer. So when she dreams things, they come true, allegedly. Yeah, I can't say I've seen anything that's come true, but whatever. Yeah, allegedly, I'm going to say, because it is true. I've not testified any one of her prophecies that she said was going to come true, or she dreamt about and said come true. So I don't know if Janet is a dreamer. Janet, I don't know if you're a dreamer, real talk, but I know say you used to have Auntie Donut come to the house and interpret your dreams. And one day you says to me that Auntie Donut says she don't want to interpret your dreams no more because they scare her. And I remember one prophecy that you did tell me, but it hasn't come true yet. You told me that you had a dream and that all these boats were coming to Soho Road to dock there, and that was the place to get on the boats. Yeah? I remember you telling me that, but again, Soho Road hasn't come no harbour and no boats haven't come in yet, Janet. So you can't say that is a prophecy that has come true. That could have just been a dream. Don't. So I eat that. Anyway, I jumped. Where was I trying to get to? I was telling you why. Why what though? Oh, for fuck's sake. It's the music, man. See how she's changed the song again? Just smashes me out. They wanna dance. They chat too much, man. The blood clot. I'm getting cussed out. I chat too much. But that ain't what you put me on here for, to chat. Then no must. I'm going on bright. Sure enough, because the camera's on. As if I chat to my ancestors like that. Don't be stupid. Get kicked down, blood. In the nicest way possible, though. Ancestors are beautiful, man. They have you like a beach, but they're nice. That was it. I was trying to tell you that when spirit comes in me, I remember my face. So I can open up my eyes right now and look at you. But the rest of my body, that's like voluntary, involuntary movements. When they're dancing, I sit in the background in my mind, in my head, literally, and just watch what they're doing. You see how she's spinning her hand around in a circle? I watch that, but you see when I watch it, it looks completely different for me as it looks for you, because what you see is just my hand going around, but I see the galaxy between it. I see the circle that she's making, the vortex that she's making, and allowing me to see into a star constellation. I don't know why they're saying Beverly, Bevan, which obviously my auntie's name is Beverly, and her son that passed away is Bevan. I always wondered, why did you call him Bevan? Is it because it was like Auntie Bev? But they've just shown me a star constellation and said Beverly Bevan. So there's a reason why you've taken that name. You might not even know why in this 3D dimension, but in your Akashic records and spiritually, you knew exactly why you called him Bevan. And Hyacinth, my grandma, knew exactly why she called you Beverly. It's all connected. All connected. When spirit moves me around, I see all these shapes and colours and symbols, etc. And I get esoteric information, not just esoteric in the standard word name or the standard meaning or term of the word, but bigger than that. It's like I don't even want to say 5D because 5D seems too small. It's so much more levels than 5D. But if you imagine the 5D then, because a lot of people understand the fifth dimension as opposed to 6, 7, 8, 9, 24, 57, 93, etc. If that's the case. I'm just saying for me, I use those numbers because I experienced my brain expanding until there were like 93 other versions of me. Does that make sense? On multiple different realities, which there must be more than that because it's infinite, but I was able to tap into that many and experience what it's like to be a part of that level of consciousness at that level too. So it's not just the fact that it's 100, because 100 is a small number relatively when you think about it, but it was the information that they were bringing back and the way they were bringing it back. You know what I'm saying? And how I was processing that information. I wasn't sitting there with every neuron ticking a box and saying, yep, got that, understood that. No, I was just sucking it up for a straw. And all this information was coming through. They're going to take me away because I can hear the music starting already. Do you know what I mean? So I'm probably going to go on to a different subject now. You know. This is weaving now. I can see that she's weaving. It's like little strings like on Lucy. And she takes them and she puts them somewhere else. And she's decoding the matrix, basically. Do you get what I'm saying? As simple as it looks. Yeah, and I get it. Looks like I'm just picking the sky, but no. What I see is your definition of your ones and zeros coming down and her moving lines around and reprogramming certain things, you know what I mean? I burp, so that's confirmation. You get what I'm saying? Look at that. That's weaving. That's actual weaving you're watching. So you know when you watch the Discovery of Witches and she's in there and she's weaving and she's making these knots and she's changing things and she's putting things back, and the ancestors and the guardians and her guides on earth are all around her in the circle. You get what I'm trying to say? And she's learning those things. I have those powers. They're real. They've made those stories off real things. What you're watching is weaving. This ain't me. How can I talk to you and look at you in the camera and still be moving my hands around in a way that they ain't even crashed once? Because it ain't me moving it. It's not me moving it. And that's why I know that what I'm seeing is real, because they've shown me so many times and so many times and so many times before. And they've just allowed my body to just do its thing. There's been times when I felt like I fucking elevated off the bed, like I was blood clot flying. And I was like, nah. One time they tried to take me out the bath, you know, like to fly. And I was like, I'm not ready. I'm a pussy. I'm not ready. I was so upset with myself. I was so scared though. What the fuck? I felt my bottom go like I'm like doggy style on all fours in the bathtub, you know. There's water in the bathtub. They've just took me through my mermaid thing, you know, like I've connected with my, I don't want to change subjects yet. I want to talk about the mermaid, but I don't want to lose the fact that I was levitating. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't want to jump just yet. So let me come back. So I'm there on all fours and they're saying to me, are you ready? We're going to lift you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. And I'm like, no, are you ready? We're going to lift you. We're going to lift you out the bath. He said, you want to fly? It's one of my biggest wishes, to fly. It's my first wish. I want to fly. I want to fly so much. So they said to me, you said you want to fly, you ready? And I was like, yeah, but I was so scared. I was like, what the fuck do you mean fly? You know what I'm saying? What do you mean fly right now? And I said, yeah. So all of a sudden, I felt, you know where your cockpit is on your back? Here. You know this bit here. I felt this going up in the bath, like something was pulling me up like this. And I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? And then as this bit started to go up, my belly started to go up too. And at that point, I was just like, nah. Definitely not. Like, you know what it is? It weren't even like I was screaming at myself saying definitely not. The fear of it, feeling it, because I didn't have any clothes on because I was in the bath. So it's not like something was pulling me by my clothes. Like I'm naked. I'm being pulled from. And I can feel the pressure on me, and I can feel my back rising. I can feel my bottom rising, my knees rising, my thighs rising. I can feel it. I can physically feel it. And I'm just like, this is not one of those ones where it's in my head. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's so much that's just in my head. There's so much that's just in my third eye. There's so much that's just in my vision. I can box it all off. You know, I can departmentalize it and just know that that's that. When something comes in, fling it in that box. When something comes in, fling it in that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I got it boxed off like that. But this weren't in a box. This didn't really have a name for it. I hadn't really experienced something like this, apart from the time when my ancestors, my nan, come in my body and she whined. I swear it felt like my body came off the bed, but my eyes were closed. So I can't 100% say that I definitely levitated at that point, but that's what it felt like. And then as I've come back down on the bed and she's still whining, I'm like, Nanny, I never knew you were so bad. That's what my head is saying, because my head is conscious. You understand me? Nanny, I never knew you were so bad. What in blood? Because I'm a dancer. I'm a dancer from 19 now long. How you mean? I've been Miss Hattie from 19 now long. That's so queen of the UK. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I dance and I love to dance. But this kind of dancing here, what my body was rocking up to do, I had to get down on my knees, man, and be like, yo, hail. I don't know fuck all about whining. I don't know fuck all about dancing. I don't know fuck all about skilling out. And I'm a girl that will go on a head top from 15 years of age. So I'm not talking about these new ones now. I'm talking old school. I'm on my head top. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm talking tunes when tunes were a head top. And I'm not going to do that too. For a girl now see the star them you do. But she thinks so she can take your man from you. She want to see when you go on your head top with your foot in the air and your man panta. Girl a bust her brain and I wonder how that. But of them star will make the man happy come back. I'm talking them days. 90s bashment. So it's not today and tomorrow. I'm a dancer. My mum's a dancer. My whole family dances. My dad's a dancer. Everybody dances. My mum said back in the days they used to call my dad James Brown on the dance floor. And you can believe it, because that man skins out still today. Man's nearly fucking 70, blood. I can't keep up with that pussy hole. You know what I'm trying to say? He's putting me in a taxi home. And he's getting low. He's down on the floor and he's down there, man. You can't play with him. And my mum's down there too. Don't get it twisted. I come from a proper family. You got a proper dancing family, I would say. I don't know about proper, but definitely a dancing family. But it is what it is at the end of the day, no judgment. You know, it's all beautiful. It's all love and light, man. You know, it's all love and light. So when my nan and the ancestors at that particular time was whining in me, listen, my mouth was going around. Everything was going around. This is my mouth. My daughter come in my room and sat on the bed, and I'm whining, the bed shaking, and my daughter's like, Mom, can you stop shaking the bed? Mom, can you stop shaking the bed? And I'm like, sure, I'm sorry. Like, I'm trying to talk to my daughter, and I've got involuntary lips going round and round and round, going on nuts. And I'm still like observing spirit, like to say, yo. But the killer was when I felt my ear inside going around and around, like I felt my eardrum. Like I was able to home in on the small little parts in my ear and feel them all moving around, that the cells were active and that the cells dancing. When we're dancing, the cells are doing the same dance inside. Every element of me is in harmony. When the ancestors come in, it's like a school of fish. It's like a school. That's why the fish and the birds do it, man. Because that's what we look like when we're in harmony. Everything comes together. Everything shakes at the same time. When the wind blows, the leaves dance together. Can you see them? They all dance and move together. They're so happy. You know what I'm saying? The wind blows and they're like, hallelujah, hallelujah. It's just so beautiful. Depending on how you see it. But it's so, so, so divine. It's a full moon tonight and I'm really feeling it. My daughter's pissed off with me because I wouldn't stop dancing and going on with myself. And I just says to her, babe, the energy is so high. You know what I mean? Plus I told her that if she don't clean my bathroom, she ain't getting no money on Tuesday. And I play with this girl, hello. Tired of this weave hair all over my bathroom. No, I don't like it. I'm OCD. I need it, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Lately I've been a bit little messy in my room. You know what I'm saying? A little messier than normal. And I've been paying attention to myself. I have. You know what I mean? But it's that hidden self of me because all the other 5 faces, like on a cube, yeah? But that one at the bottom. All the others are really nice, neat and that. But I'm realising that actually no, because they actually don't mind the mess. You know what I mean? I took some clothes out of my wardrobe today. I wouldn't even put them back in properly. I would never have done that. And my actual thought was to leave them on the bed. I said, how dare you? How dare you? I spread my bed this morning. You better not. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Oh, no, the glass no green. She was outside, sweet and soul. One guy, oh, did she fantasize? We know, she knows. She have no finger, and then just make it come. Children trending, you know, picking me one. Oh, anything goes. Oh, the single, and we are still single. I like to dance fast, don't it? And sisters like to dance slow. But you see, when they go fast, you can't even keep up with them. Their fast is different. You get what I'm saying? I do this thing with my foot where they're always tapping it. It just taps all the time, regardless of what the wine is. Fast, slow. Number 8, the foot still tapping. They'll Asherah down. I love them, man. They've taught me so much. How to alchemize, how to move my energy, how to send out my energy. Do you get what I'm trying to say? How to literally pick up the fucking planet and hold it in my hands. Imagine holding Earth in your hands. I just sit on Earth now, you know, and I just pull it under my armpit like that. And when I'm in the celestial world, I just put my feet up with the Earth in my armpit like this. And I just crank off like this, looking at the stars. You know what I mean? Wondering and pondering. Anyway, I was telling you about in the bath, innit? That was it. So I'm in the bath and I can feel myself elevated, and I'm like, nah. Yeah, I'm trying to say, so because my energy is scared, it's brought my vibrations down. And obviously, bringing my vibrations down, I weren't going to fly, was I? I was too scared, so they allowed me. I said, allow me. I'm scared. I said my wish is to fly, but I've got so much fear inside of me. This was 2020. It's either 23, 20. Oh, actually, was this before? Yeah, this is before. This is before the last fuck trigger. This is like 2022. I'm having a spiritual bath, and my ancestors have told me what to do, told me what to put in the water. You know what I mean? Where it is here. And I've done what they've said they've done, and it's led to this experience, and what I'm telling you about. So after the flying flop, because that's what it was a flop. I've had a mermaid experience in the bath, where they're putting me under the water, starving me of oxygen. But while they're starving me of oxygen, I'm learning to alchemize my breathing from the inside. But at that point where you now need oxygen, you know, when you start to panic for oxygen, that's when the training starts. So the whole time you're there holding your breath, that's nothing. So when you get to that point and you actually need air, that's when they come in. Right, hold it. You're like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, what the fuck? But you're trying to... When you do certain breathing techniques, for me anyway, it unlocks different like portals. Does that make sense? So that one unlocked here. I can just feel like this like opening. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like a opening here. So that was really nice. That was really nice. That was. So in the bath. So in the bath now. After that situation, I'd gone into like this mermaid thing where they were alchemizing. That's what I was telling you about. Alchemizing my breathing under the water. And then when I was coming out the water, they were lifting me up. So it was almost like I was gliding out of the water. And then as I was gliding out of the water, and you looked over the bath panel, because I was coming from being flat in the bathtub, coming up out the water, and then seeing the panel before seeing the bathroom tiles on the other side of the bathroom. So it was like coming up as a can't say 180 because I didn't really bend over that far, but you know, obtuse angle. Probably about what? 130? Yeah? In that angle. And as I was coming over the bathtub, I seen bare entities, but the ones in the front row was my family. And then, I don't know why, but Spirit gave me 2 guns and was telling me to just pop off. So there I was just shooting everybody on the front line. Me and my sons talk about this all the time, and it because we used to go gun practice, so we're like, yeah, we're going gun practice, man, because you never know, the zombie apocalypse might be a thing. You guys trying to say so? Yeah. So when I seen him, I was just popping them off. It looked like zombie apocalypse, all of these entities, but then the guns started to become spiritual guns, and it was killing down a lot more and a lot more quicker than the earthly guns. And I just seen how far back, how many, they kept saying generations of dark entities have been around on this cycle to prevent me and mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even call it an army. It's beyond the army. It will be like every army in the world put together, because the amount of people on the planet today, there's probably triple the amount that has actually died since the time that the first person died. Not person, but being. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a bad number. Anyway, I don't want to get off track. Am I getting off track? I think I'm getting off track. I was talking about the mermaid experience. So, during that shooting, anyway, let me put the shooting to one side, because that's what's doing me. Anyway, that whole experience of going in and out of the water, the ascension at that particular time was coming into one with my Cyrus energy, but not just my Cyrus energy, to come to the understanding that I also had the ability to possess succubus energy. You know what I'm saying? And a succubus is like a female demon that lures men in sexually. But if you look at the positive side of a succubus, it's a woman who lures men in sexually. Do you know what I mean? It's just that one is to do some fuckle shit with him and take his life force, and the other one is to give him life. You know what I mean? So I had to learn and understand that succubus doesn't always mean negative. There's a negative and a positive to everything. We know that. It's not science at this point. It's just Gnostics. So I was like sitting in the bath with my feet in front of me, and I was having this moment after the shooting thing. Now, obviously, I'm sitting in this bathtub, and I'm having this moment where I'm connecting to my mermaid avatar. That she's not just a mermaid avatar, because if I've got a phoenix avatar, but my phoenix avatar is a bird. It's a phoenix bird. I can tap into its powers. I sat in the bath and I was able to see through one eye long distance and one eye short distance, and turn one eye that eye and one eye that way. And I was able to breathe in this nostril and not breathe in this nostril without holding it, and then closing up this nostril without touching it and breathing through that nostril. Do you understand me? And I started to do like these bird sounds and stuff like that, really connecting with my bird. That was my parrot, to be fair, my parrot avatar. But the point is, the parrot avatar and the phoenix avatar are birds. My mermaid avatar is me in the face and me in the body with a mermaid tail. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So she actually feels like another part of me, as opposed to an animal spirit that's here to help me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So there's a big difference, because the love and the energy that I feel towards her and from her it's like a mother and a newborn baby. It's just nothing but unconditional love. Unconditional love. Without words. I love without words. And she's so beautiful, and she's so golden. She's like a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful golden old money gold. She just gleams, man. Like, you can't even hardly fucking look at her. And you see, when she moves, she's like a koi fish, but a koi fish, but not the typical ones. You got the mermaid ones with the fins, with the extra fins that just, when they move, it's like heaven. Do you get what I'm trying to say? When she moves, she's like fucking heaven, man. She's so graceful and beautiful, and she's so feminine, and she's so alluring, and she's so fucking golden, and she's just absolutely everything, man. You know what I mean? When I get to dance with her, I'm so honoured. Like, when I see her, I'm so honoured. One time when we was underwater, I ascended underwater and was dancing with her. And I had to, this is when I was first waking into my mermaid energy, and I wasn't even gold at the time. I was blue, and I knew I wasn't a blue fucking mermaid, but these family members underwater are trying to convince me they're mermaids too. They look blue and grey and all kinds of dark dimmy colours. They're trying to convince me that I'm a blue mermaid, and I'm saying to them, no, I've already seen my mermaid. I've already seen my mermaid. I'm here right now in the water with you guys, but I'm connected to the other me's. And I've already seen the other mermaid. I've already seen myself as the golden mermaid. You get what I'm saying? But cause they're the way that they were going on, I just said, all right then, cool. I'll go out there as the blue fucking mermaid. Because I had to perform in front of all of these aqua ancestors, aqua deities, aqua leaders. I don't even know what the fuck they were, but just everybody around. Do you understand me? And I wasn't really happy to be dancing in no blue fucking mermaid thing, but I just thought, you know what, I'm here, you know what, and guess what, I'm a fucking dancer. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So let's just fucking do this. I wasn't even that hype. It wasn't even a let's fucking do this. It was just like, you know what, whatever. I know that I'm a golden mermaid. I know that I'm a golden mermaid. And I just held on to the fact that I know that I'm golden. I know I'm not a blue mermaid. I'm golden. But for some reason, in this reality, in this universe, I'm a blue mermaid. You know what I mean? But don't worry. I know I'm a golden mermaid. I'm a golden mermaid. I'm a goldfish. Everything about me is gold. Everything I blood clot touch is gold. That's a fact. So let's roll. So I've swam into the middle of the water, underwater Colosseum, and everybody's around or whatever. But I'm not even focused on this half of the Colosseum, to be fair. I'm focused on this half where my family are, because my family are royalty. Like they're the, you can see how the monuments are made up. Like obviously they're there. Yeah, I'm saying I can see my big sister Rachel, I can see my little sister Naomi, I can see my mum, I can see Tasha, Pauline, whatever, everybody's lined up, Nanny and Granddad, whatever. I don't even know if that is Nanny and Granddad, to be fair. And I'm going to retract Pauline and them, because the main people talking was Rachel and Naomi, but there was another girl there, but I don't think that was Leona, my youngest sister, but I won't say for sure. Let me just focus on them. But everybody else is whispering the same thing anyway. I can hear them while I'm dancing, and look how far away I am from them. Anyway, so I'm in the middle now, and in my room I'm playing music. Yeah, so I'm dancing to I can hear the 3D music in my mind's eye, as my mind's eye is traveling and watching myself perform astrally or waterly, I don't know what you want to call it, in this Atlanta city, underwater city. Yeah. So I start to move up myself. And remember, at this point, I don't have those beautiful fins. I've got some dry, dead, half-rotten fucking blue fins, haven't I? They're not rotten, but they're not perfect either, are they? Do you know what I'm saying? But I just started to get into the music. And my fin starts to move and I start to dance. You get what I'm trying to say? And as I'm dancing, I'm starting to just forget about the fucking people around me. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, literally, I can't hear a fucking thing. It's like I'm in my room dancing for myself. You get what I'm trying to say? And I'm wilding out. You get what I'm trying to say? Wilding out, going on. Moving, wiggling, moving. The water's just flowing around me. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't even realise because my eyes are closed, but you get what I'm trying to say? As I'm doing it, I'm getting shinier and shinier. I'm not gold, don't get me wrong, but I'm definitely not fucking grey blue. You know what I mean? There's something changing. You get what I'm saying? And I can feel all eyes on me because I'm very sensitive to eyes, but there would be all eyes on me because I'm placing myself in the middle of the fucking Colosseum, haven't I? You know what I'm saying? For this, whatever this initiation is. And I'm telling you, at that point there, I can't even say there was like a definitive moment, but I don't know what I did, because I would say that's where spirit takes over, so I really genuinely don't know what I did. But based on the reactions, and especially of Rachel and Naomi, my big sister and my younger sister, I've done something. So here what, yeah? Rachel turned around to Naomi and said, fucking hell, man, that bitch. And Naomi said, I know. It's like, say, imagine I'm 44 now. and they turn around and they see me on the dance floor today, they would be saying, my God, look at that bitch. It's like she's in her 20s, even though I'm in my 40s. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, they're referring to me being able to dance like I danced in my 20s. How can I still move like I'm in my 20s and I'm 20 years older? That's what they were saying to each other, but they wasn't saying it in 20 years. They were saying it in like 20 fucking light years. How can she still dance the same after 20 fucking light years? That's a different number. That's a different number altogether. Comprehend that. They're saying, how can she still dance like she's fucking 20 light years young? 20 fucking, like she's 20 fucking light years. So how many fucking light years am I then? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's what I can hear them talking about. Because I hear people's thoughts in it. People think they're so smart and fucking clever. Do you know what I'm saying? It's preposterous at times. But at the same time, because you know the game and you know what's being played and you've been here so many times, but this time you've come and you're actually conscious. But you have to act unconscious in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. And Janet always said, play fool to catch wise. So I thought, well, that's what the gig is, isn't it? Why are you acting like a dickhead if we're all playing a game? Did you think you were the only one playing? They thought they were playing me. I think that's funny. You get what I'm trying to say? Because the joke is with me. I'm playing you, but I ain't playing you the way that you think I'm playing you. That's why I hop and skip along the road. I hop and skip over glass without a thought of the glass hurting me. Even though I know the glass has been put there to hurt me. But if I tap into my inner child, it's like the glass don't exist. The glass is the glass is grass. I said already, it's like Magnificent where Aurora was just skipping towards the cliff, but there's always somebody to collect her and pick her up and keep her safe. I've always had these guardian angels around me. So I can't afford to step like I'm naive. I can't afford to step like I'm too giving. I can't afford to step like my kindness is a weakness. I can't afford to do that. I can afford to do that because I've got goons. I've always been protected and I've always known I'm protected. So while you guys think that I'm naive and you think I'm stupid and you think I'm whatever, I can afford to be all of those things. I can afford to be all of those things. That's why you guys are wondering, how come she's always winning? We put her down, we do this and we do that. How come she's always winning? I'm always winning because there's always somebody there. There's always somebody there making me know that I am the best thing since sliced bread. Making me know how important I am. How special I am. How wanted I am. How needed I am. How great I am. How kind I am. You know what I'm saying? I constantly have you like, oh, she's fake. Nobody can be that happy. You know, why would I not be happy and I get to speak to spirit every day? Wouldn't you be happy? If God come and checked you, you know what I'm saying, whenever you wanted him to, and he brought you gifts and he made you feel so spoiled, do you know what I'm trying to say? What the fuck? Wouldn't you be happy every day? People are like, oh, she's so fake. Dum 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 da. Dum 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 da. Dum 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 da. I'm not fake, babe. I'm genuinely happy. I'm genuinely happy. Do you know what I mean? Genuinely happy. You know what I mean? And if I'm not happy, that's okay too. It's okay not to be happy. I'm happy being not happy. I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. Gangster. I'm okay with it, man. Yeah, I'm saying I'm alright. I said it one too many times, you know what I mean? Like to say I'm trying to convince, and I'm not. I was just not even thinking about it, to be fair. I was thinking about when can I get a sip of that cold drink. I love a super malt. Anyway, 49 it was at the time. Imagine. They just said 49. It's 30, making 44. And I'm 44 now. And I just feel like 44 is a very important number for some reason. I feel like banging my drum here. Oh my God, that was it. I wanted you to listen to this reading because Bronwyn Cove Tarot has done a reading tonight. And I don't even know what the reading is fucking talking about, to be fair, but it was just triggering me because the music was on and I was dancing at the same time. But there was something she was saying that was getting to me and I was like, oh my God, this girl knows. And I'm only at 509. So I haven't even been listening to it for 5 minutes, just about. Sorry, let me just alchemize. Is that your raw? What you think? I ain't come on here to play no games and pretend. I want to tell you what it is, when it is, how it is. Period. I had to take this drum yesterday and bang it over me, to help me alchemize. The energy was so hard with my granddad. That's what I was first talking about, innit? Yeah, because my one wish is to fly. But honestly, yesterday was, it was really like emotional. And when I came out of my the workplace and I saw the full moon, I was like, okay, that's why the energy has been so high. Even though it's officially the full moon today, but it's 3 days before and 3 days after. Energy will get you, man. So I was in this restaurant today, just winding up and going on with myself. And then me and my daughter left and I took it home. And then I went into the shop by mine and Pab, the guy at the shop, saying that, he's letting me know that he's having... He told me from time, so he's like, but he's letting me know it's going to be me, him and a brethren at this Christmas party that he's throwing at the shop. So I'm like, what kind of party is that with 3 people? This is tonight, yeah. What kind of party is that with 3 people? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So he's like, I had something at the shop before and it never worked out with loads of people because obviously the customers were coming in and out. I said, but you're throwing a party? What are you talking about customers for? Why didn't you shut up the shop? So he's like, oh, I never thought I saw what you want us to have a party around the customers. What kind of fucking dude are you? Shut the fucking shop, man. He's such an idiot. He's funny though, but he's an idiot. I don't even know what I'm telling you about my man at the shop. I don't even know how I got onto that story still. Let's get on with this because I'm sure I was telling you about Bronwyn. I'm on one today, I swear down. I was driving from the restaurant with my daughter and I was howling at the moon. Literally. Everybody should howl at the moon on a full moon. Fuck off. And if you haven't, it is what it is, isn't it? Speaks for itself. But you can't not howl at the moon on a full moon. Do you know what I'm saying? At the very least, you need to test if you're a vampire or a wolf or something else. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because I dated a guy during this period of me being put on missions by the Almighty. And I dated a guy, fuck trigger 2. I'm going to have to move him up to 3, because I do have to put the ex-husband in there as fuck trigger 1, but I've never really wanted to, but it does make the 6. You know what I mean? And I am discovering that there is a 6 me. So there is something even higher than my divine priestess. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And my divine high priestess is Asherah. So who the fuck is next? And I know that it's very shamanic related, but it's bigger than that. Like it's earthly. Let's just say that. It's so wonderful. I'm hearing, you are so I love feeling the ancestors' love. It's so wonderful. I love feeling the Almighty's love. It's so wonderful, man. You just feel so full. I did some work today because I had to. I had a shamanic workshop. So I'm now 7 months into my shamanic course, which is 2 years. But I'm already a shamanic practitioner in blood. But in order to practice in the UK, you do need to hold a shamanic practitioner's accredited qualification. So, what the hell? Telling me to relax so that they can take over. Chat too much. So good for you, you know. You move your neck around. It's very good, man. Gets rid of all your knots, and especially when you don't have nobody to do it for you. You let the ancestors do it, massage out your body and stretch it. It's very nice. Fuck, I didn't even get much sleep last night, you know. I didn't go to sleep at all last night. Yeah, I mean, the energy was just... And then I ended up falling asleep at something to 6 in the morning. And then I end up being late for my appointment, but the guy does his things, it don't really matter what time you get there, so he was just laughing and saying it's cool. So I got there around 10:30 and chopped up some things. Then went into town and I used the office at NetWest Bank. Had a meeting in there. It lasted a lot longer than I anticipated. This energy is feminine by its very, very fucking deaf nature, because I'm more than happy just to sit in this position, you know. More than happy just to stop here and stay like this for a while. I'm sorry. It's so lovely though. Oh my God. It's like raising. Oh, it's so lovely, man. Oh my God. It's so lovely to receive. It's so lovely to give. It's so lovely to receive. It's so lovely to give. Anyway, let's rewind it because it's one win, isn't it? Let's rewind it. Okay, so I got to 5 minutes 09. What's it called?
And then you have...
This is what people have been secretly thinking of you. Okay. No. We don't give a leather.
What they've been thinking about, and I don't know if this is because they are worried about their thoughts. So the energy that came through was someone has a lot of thoughts on you. They haven't told people either what they've been thinking about, and I don't know if this is because they are worried about their thoughts or because they think that that person will get in contact with you and tell you. I don't know. But the two cards that came out straight away were a situation is about to explode, and it was in reverse. She's about to pop off up in flames. So it feels like this person's trying to control their emotions. They're trying to keep a lid on things. You've also got investigating coming out here in reverse. They don't want you investigating them, or they don't want you looking at them. This is like someone trying to hide their energy from you. Someone's trying to hide their energy from you. Well, they're trying to, you've got game over in reverse as well. Okay, so this is somebody who, they may think that you're playing a game, or they may think that this is a game. You do have hater coming out in reverse, and you also have betrayal. So this is somebody who may have been working against you, who is now deciding not to work against you because they know that you would win. I don't know what's going on here though, because it feels like acceptance is coming through here. Okay. Tell me about this acceptance. Or this lack of wanting to confront. Why are they hiding? Fake friends. Okay. This is someone around you. This is somebody who is friendly to you. This is someone who does not want to get on your bad side. They may be suffering from depression. I am not a therapist. I cannot diagnose anyone. But if you are not okay, if you're struggling at the moment, please reach out to somebody who can help, be that a friend, family member, or a doctor, because it's okay not to be okay as long as you don't do it by yourself, okay? With that being said, it feels like this person, they're fully aware that you can read them very well, or your intuition's very, very good. What else is going on here? They don't want you looking at them. Why? Anger management. And empathy, they've got anger issues. And I was right. It felt like rather than them being calm, they want to be calm. They want to kind of calm things down. They want to keep things to themselves, because otherwise you will read them very, very easily, or they think that you may judge them. You have love story coming out with Once Upon a Time. This could be somebody who has unrequited love towards you, someone who they're being quite cautious in how they approach you, because maybe they don't want you to outrightly be like, well, I don't even want to be friends with you. But anger management came out as well. Can I get one more, please? What is this person secretly thinking about the collective? What are they thinking about the collective? Ooh. Okay, well, I'm not going to take you. I want you to go onto the table, please. What are they thinking about the collective? Oof, game over's coming out, and bugaboo. Game over again. And copycat. Okay, I hate nothing about you. This is someone who feels rejected by you, but they're still enamored by you. They may feel like they're not good enough, or that you are out of their league. They're trying to make themselves small. It's like, yeah, they're trying to make themselves small. They're trying to run away. I'm going to put the game over. It's in reverse though, so this person still has a lot of feelings towards you. Okay. I did not expect this, but there we go. Where would you like me to go? Yeah, let's take this one out. Let's have a look. Tell me about this situation. The situation that they're trying. It's almost like the situation fizzled. Why do I feel like there was some sort of chemistry between you and this person, or perceived chemistry between you and this person?
This bit, I was thinking, what's she talking about? Not what she's talking about, because I know what she's talking about. But it wasn't resonating with me because I wasn't in that side of my brain. I think that's what it was. I was dancing in it. I was dancing. And more kind of listening to what Sleep was saying. But for some reason, what she was saying was triggering me. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Yeah, I could. I could, and I have. I know who and what she's talking about.
Son, and it's disappeared, and I just opened it to Lost. Okay. Like them feeling like there was something and now there's nothing, and they're not embarrassed, they're kind of a bit confused as to why there's been a pullback. And I don't know if there has been a pullback. It feels like it could just be in their mind.
Definitely.
Maybe you're not giving them the attention that they want. And like, you know, we have friends who are, you know, introverts and don't mind if you talk to them like once a month or twice a month.
No, but I said I'm going to put the energy in my business instead, man.
Others who are very extroverted.
Because he showed me it's not fighting for nothing. He's just expecting to just stand there and receive like he's a deal.
It feels like maybe there is some sort of...
I'm like, are you a girl?
It could be a work associate. It could be in the friendship circle. It could be a friend of the family. That was very... I don't know, it seems like they got close quite quickly. Not in a bad way or anything like that, because sometimes you just make really thick friends. You make good friends straight away, like thick as thieves. And then either work has got in the way or other priorities have got in the way. And most people would just be like, okay, life has got in the way. We can go for a drink next week, or we can go to a picnic in a month's time when you're busy and when, you know, the kids are off school or whatever. But this person has taken that lack of consistent being in each other's
They want you to run them down, basically.
As some sort of rejection here.
They want you to run them down.
For some people, this is an online friend.
They want us to forget that we're queens, and they want us to run them down.
Archangel Michael's coming out.
Lady boys, man.
Okay. So, you may have actually been redirected. You may have been redirected away from this person.
Absolutely. There he is.
Like, you know,
I got a picture like that. My foot on top of Archangel Michael. I'm on the devil with Archangel Michael.
With a big group of other people. I don't feel like it's an intimate thing between just you and them.
Kind of. But do you see that picture? I've got a picture of my Facebook with me. Archangel Michael's got his foot on the devil, and I've got my foot under the devil. You get what I'm saying? So when she just showed that picture is very significant. I should have just gone to photos. Yeah. See the devil's face? Is under Michael's foot, and is under my foot. It says, today I have the devil underfoot with Archangel Michael. Damn right. And look at the date on that. Where is the date? Yeah. 12th of July. You know what I'm saying? So I know what she's talking about. And the cards know what's going on too. That's why they pulled out that Pacific card, because it could have been any deck. Could have been any deck. It could have been any tarot reader. Or to have a tarot reader that pulls out a deck, and out of the 52 or 72 cards in that deck, she happens to pull out that particular card at this particular day when I'm here watching her. There's no coincidences, are there? To show me that Archangel Michael has got devil underfoot. And I already knew that from July. And I put my foot under there with him. Because we both got that pussy out under blood clot foot. Archangel Michael got it covered in the Asherah. And I've got it covered down here on the 3D. The devil is underfoot, we boy. I'm on your neck. You just still don't know it yet. Spirit described it to me. It's like, imagine playing musical chairs and I am given a chair to sit down on. And then this monkey's running around playing all musical chairs with all these people, you know, plotting and scheming to win the next chair, only to be him and another person, and then he's up against me and he's going to play me. Yeah? So he manages to win that person, is the last man standing. And then before the music stops, they come and take his chair. And it's only in that moment my man realizes that I was in the winning chair all along. You played all those games. You made all those deals. You set up all those traps, but they were all for you. I started the game in the winning chair. Checkmate, motherfucker.
Let's go. Archangel Michael has redirected you in that maybe you have extra work, so you have to work through that lunch break and you have your lunch break later, or maybe you had to swap classes and you're no longer in the same class with them. There's something about moving them away from you because their intentions are, they're foggy, and I feel like they're foggy because they don't know what they want. Like, this fake friend coming through can be fake friend as in this person actually wants to trip you up, but I don't get that. What I'm getting more than anything else is that this person may have friend zoned themselves and you are unaware of this, which makes them a fake friend. Anyone who is only willing to be friends with you because they think that they may actually get with you later, that's not your friend. They were never your friend. They were literally just after one thing. So it feels like you have angels that are looking out for you because it's a protection prevented from harm and divine intervention. So you were divinely intervened and moved away. Okay, tell me about the investigating. Yeah, it does feel like Archangel Michael's just like, that can fizzle. No. Investigating. Because someone here has, they just have a really sunny disposition. I don't know if you just see the good in everyone, or you are aware that there is negative in everyone, but you prefer to look at the positive, which is a wonderful way to look at it, but sometimes it can be seen as a little bit naive, and I say that with love, because if we are not looking at the person as a whole, and we are ignoring the red flags,
but we're not ignoring
the red flags are the ones that
we are ignoring them. I am ignoring them, but I'm ignoring them deliberately. Sense, like, I get it. I see the red flags, but I'm bait. I'm here on the planet as bait. They're supposed to see me as naive. They're supposed to see me as a sheep. You know, they're supposed to see me as vulnerable. And I'm supposed to see myself like that to some degree on a certain reality. In order to be that, in order to be that, one must be that. One must become that. Yeah. So I've had to become all of these things to actually experience the real authenticity of it, because you don't ascend unless you do the work. You don't ascend unless it's authentic. You don't descend unless it's the truth. You don't descend unless it's real. You know, you can't. All those people with the fake love and light, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Because you have to be able to balance the two polarities in it. You have to be able to balance light and dark. You have to be able to balance your good side and your bad side, your masculine, your feminine, basically. And how can you balance them if you're not willing to see them in their entirety? No, nobody is nice all the time. I am not nice all the time. When you see my wicked side, you're scared of my wicked side, because my wicked side is equal measures. If my nice side is so nice, like sugar and spice, then my wicked side has to be wicked, like whatever the fuck. Has to be. In equal measures. Otherwise, it's not TRU. You know what I mean? As much as I'm a good girl, I'm also a bad girl. I love my bad side. I have to welcome her in. I have to love her just as much as I love everybody else on my team. Because they're all equal. And they're all here to show me something and teach me something. Spirit wants to come in again. Thank you. Allowing me to breathe. There's no rush. Okay. Don't want to go off on one, so let me press the video, okay?
Tell me about this investigating. There we go, we've got Archangel Michael in the background with the siren going off. Tell me about investigating, please. Investigating fake friends. Investigating. Okay. So we have here apology in reverse. We also have hopeful coming out in the upright. So apology says arrogant, rash actions and insincere. I think this person has like genuine interest in you. They genuinely do like you. They are genuinely a good person. They don't seem to be coming across as a bad person, but they seem to be unhealed, or they seem to be on a part of their own healing process that does not connect or align with yours. Because we've got anger management coming out over here. We've also got this energy of it's not even depression, because just because you're depressed, it doesn't mean that you're not on your healing journey. If anything, you are, especially if you are aware that you are depressed and you're getting the support that you need. It feels more to do with, why am I getting like addictions? This person parties too much, or this person smokes too much, or they overeat, or they undereat, or they drink, or there's something here that doesn't align with your the things that you see as being morally correct or morally, important. Maybe like 5 years before, 10 years before, you guys would have aligned, but then you would have been in like a toxic relationship. That's what I'm getting here. We have inspired, optimistic, and success. This person's very, very good at just having surface level friends, coming across like a clown, being the way, here for a laugh, but really this person's actually quite depressed. You may have been the first person to actually see through the facade and care enough to ask. Okay, yeah, because look, you've got nurturing coming out here. Mentorship, wisdom, and giving back. So this is how they see you. This is what they're thinking about you. They're thinking that you are somebody who gives back. You're somebody who's very nurturing and very wise, and maybe they'll be able to learn or heal from you. But it's not a very there's no equilibrium here between you and this person. We also have trapped and soulmate. This person thinks that you're their soulmate. Stuck, no options, and unforgiveness is coming through with anger management. Okay, so they may have a long way to go when it comes to healing within themselves, their rage, their sacred rage, This soulmate with twin flame, friendship, and romantic partner. This could be your twin flame. It could be a soulmate for you or a romantic partner. But friendship coming out here, I feel like the friendship that you have or the connection that you have it's spotty. It's not consistent, and it's not like every day you are messaging each other. And it feels like even if you are, it's not personal. It's like having a work WhatsApp group, and everybody, like every day you put up a little hello, how are you? That's what it's feeling like more than anything else. Yeah. Okay. Where'd you like me to go? Alright, let's have a look under here. What do we need to know about this spirit? This person is trying to inch closer to you, but I think that they're wanting to test the water. They're wanting to test the water and see whether or not you are open to that. Okay, a safe place for you to go is in reverse. Archangel Michael doesn't like this. Archangel Michael doesn't like this. Again, it's not because this person is a bad person. It's because they're not aligned with you at the moment. I can only think of that word. They're not aligned with you at the moment. You make this person's heart though skip a beat when they think about you. There's something about you creating safety. Who is calling me? Give me 1 second. Let me just pick this up. Hello. Oh, go away. It's some scams from blockchain. Do you know what? I've had it for the last 3 years. Did you open up an account and you've got like £9,000 in there? You know, all you've got to do is give us all your bank details and your mother's maiden name, and then we can get the money out for you. It's like, I was not born yesterday. Thank you very much. So it's quite divine timing there. It does feel like this person wants you to believe that they are someone that they're not. And it's not even like they're a con man or con woman or con he, she, they. It feels like they know who they want to be and who they think that would be more accepting and more your type. Does that make sense? And so they want to present like that. So if you're somebody who used to smoke and you don't smoke anymore, and you do not wish to be in a relationship or even in like a close friendship with somebody who smokes, because your outlooks are different, very, very much about self-care and self-worth and blah, 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 blah. It's all right for you to say that. It's all right for you to have those boundaries. This person may smoke and they may want to tell people, well, I'm not smoking anymore. Or because they know that you would like that, because that's something that you look for. I think that this person, there is still so much for them to learn, but I'm seeing like this picture here, Archangel Michael just going like that, but it's not your job to teach them. It's not your job to teach them. Look, you've got guidance, but where would it lead you? It's not your job to teach them. Yeah, there's something about, like, you have a mighty shield is in reverse. Being around this person, especially at this time, is not, I don't know why, but it's like, I feel uncomfortable. This person could have like a very explosive character. Like they could get angry really, really quickly like that. And they're trapped in that. It's giving me like the Hulk when he goes from being like the 70s Hulk that I used to watch as a kid. He wouldn't like me when I'm angry. They just paint him green and rip his clothes a bit. There's something about, yeah, look, I'm opening it to that as well. This person doesn't know how to control their anger. And that's why there's something about not being, it's not safe to be around this person. Because they're not safe to be around themselves. There's a lot of healing this person needs to do. Collision of belief styles, attitudes, and energies is coming out. Okay. There's something about your beliefs that may not anger them, but irritate them. There's something about your beliefs, and it may be because you are open to taking understandings of many different religions. I don't know if you are on the thesis, on the thesis, just where you see truth in many, but you do not worship any.
Yeah.
Just made a rhyme there.
Absolutely. See what I'm saying? And sisters are like, listen to this message. I'm like, why you got me listening to this message? I don't want to know about no fuck nigga. I don't really care how they feel or how they don't feel. Yeah, can we move on? But this is a purposeful thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Where this year, my ancestors have taken me to Africa twice, Istanbul, Jamaica, Dubai, and Bali. And in every country, I've got to experience different gods, different belief systems from close up. So in Ghana, I went to see certain spiritual practitioners, voodoo worshippers, you name it, man. The Queen Mother, the chief of the village, personally went to his house and sat down with him and did a kind of interview with him. It was so amazing. You know what I mean? The Queen Mother, just loads of great stuff, loads of great stories. I went to different primary schools. I was invited to a concert. I just had such a great time in Africa, and I went around this man who practices Obia, witchcraft, voodoo, but really ancient traditional religions, really. And he's got different rooms on his land dedicated to different deities. You know what I mean? And he pulls a little ticket out and it's got a number on there and that's what you pay him, type of thing, you know. But anyway, as I was walking around, I could see these deities that I had been taught about with Fuck Nigga One, Axel, when he initiated me into the Asherahs, if you like. I'm not sure whether or not he can initiate, but I would say that something happened because I'm initiated more so than he is. You know what I'm saying? So I worked that one out. The ancestors the Orishas just took me in straight away. Day one, you know, day one. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to prove myself. I didn't have to kill anybody. I didn't have to, you know what I mean? Day one. And then we must have went out, but he was showing me how to not conjure, but bring forth the energy of certain deities, and we were gonna do what's her name again? Like Santa Maria or something like that, but I can't remember her name, but the one whose energy is red, you get what I'm trying to say? And Centauria, I wanna say, something like that. But she's very the energy is very sensual, the energy is very get what you want type of thing. See, he put his offering down in one corner and I put mine in the other corner. And mine just glue, man. It was like a golden candlelight, like halfway up the wall and everything. That time his was just down on the floor there. And he was looking at his and he was looking at mine and he was looking at his and he was looking at side eye in mine. You know what I mean? And that kind of made me know, okay, there's clearly a difference he's looking at. And there's clearly something going on between his one and my one. And based on his expression, he's not happy with his one. But he's mesmerized by my one. You know what I mean? But I don't say stuff like that to him. I just say, oh, what does it mean? As if I don't know. You know, so that's what I mean by I see things and I don't necessarily talk about them. You know, and then when she mentions about different religions, as I said, I went to Africa and I got involved and initiated with even more deities and stuff like that out there. Touched the land, met with the ancestors, sat with the ancestors, spoke with the ancestors, walked where the ancestors had walked, you know what I mean, sat where the ancestors had sat, and that really, really initiated some stuff. Really did open up some stuff. And it freed a lot too. A lot of ancestors were freed and they were able to walk with me to the next destination or what, you know what I mean? So I was building bodies as I went along. I never started with the army. I had to do what I needed to do in it. And then through doing what I'm doing and them seeing, fuck me, man. Weren't she scared? Or she was scared and she still did it. Look at that, man. She's done it and she's so scared. It's like there's bets. Is she going to do it? Is she not going to do it? And at first, I tell you straight, man, it was like a 50-50, like. I'm not even sure where my ancestors stood on it, but in 2022, when they showed me how many times I'd gone around, How many times I let this pussy all trick me? They made me watch this Pakistani Indian film where the girl fell in love with a guy and he tricked her and put her into prostitution. And she had to fucking lie on her back for how many fucking years? I want to say 16 years, man. Until she got beat up by a fucking guy. They battered her, some fucking guy who would come to the whorehouse. And she must have went and spoke to one of the big bosses in the area, and he come down and he bust up the man for her. And from then she just got her confidence back and became like fucking Prime Minister. It's a bad boy movie, I can't remember what it's called, but you know what I'm saying. But it just resonated with me when I watched that movie, because the ancestors will have me watching movies and then get information, and then they show me what I want. So I knew there was something about the movie why they wanted me to watch it. And I know that when I watched it, I felt so heartfelt about it. You know, like it really did. It really did touch my heart. I could relate somehow. I could relate, man. And then when my ancestor and that broke down what had happened to me, that basically had the same thing, more or less. You know what I mean? Whether that be raped off of my body, or raped off of my mind, or raped off of my energy, or raped for my kindness, you know what I mean? But it's all forms of rape, you know. I just said never again, man. That will not happen again. No fucking way. You got not a blood clot chance. At my turn now. But as I was saying, going through all of these deities, and then going to Istanbul, going to Jamaica. Jamaica was interesting, to be fair. I started doing Hindu dancing. That's what made me know, okay. I've got Indian in my blood anyway, but the Hindu thing, that was new. And as soon as I got to Bali, I kept seeing Shiva and different things. And by the time I got to the temple, it was on, man. It was on. Spiritually, it was on. So, I had a lot to digest, but I think I've seen enough to believe it now. And then at Bali, I also initiated with how many, I don't know, man, it felt like 52 different deities. But Hindu is supposed to be one of the most oldest religions. But I don't know, but I just know that it definitely came through to me. And I was dancing some dances that I've never done before. So, anyway, let's get back on. You know what I should have said? I said I went to bed late, early hours this morning, so I've only had 4 hours sleep. I think that's partly, but also just the energy in general, innit? Let's go.
You don't have to be. There's definitely this energy though of them liking things being done a specific way. It's like being brought up devout Christian or devout Catholic, devout Muslim, devout Hindu, and there is no other way bar the way that you have been brought up, and that's just the way it is. And then someone comes along that you are attracted to, that you like their energy, but there is all of this push and pull because what they believe in is a little bit of what you believe in, but then they may believe in something else as well, and they're like, no, that can't be, that cannot be. How can you have
this is for
this
devoutness,
and then you're mixing it with something else?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting from this person.
But
here.
that's how we used
And
to
they may
sit
get
and
angry about
we used to
something.
remix
There's
about
some
it though.
sort of religious trauma going on with this person.
But to be honest, we would remix about it. We would sit in the car for hours talking about Islam, talk about Christianity, talk about spirituality. And it would get frustrated because obviously I see it differently sometimes, and he sees it differently from me. But I would always raise my point regardless. So anyway, there was a time when I said to him, I was in my room, yeah, and I was dancing like how I dance. And I was spinning around, doing a move like this. And I opened up a blood clot galaxy and some entity come through and it freaked me out. Anyway, long story short, Metatron. You get what I'm trying to say? And then I started to Google all these symbols and whatever. And I'm the symbols. I'm carrying them, I'm wearing them, blah, 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 blah. So I realised, nah, this is real. You know what I mean? Like, my subconscious has been on this gravy train. And I've just been trotting along like I don't know what's going on. That time all the breadcrumbs are there type of thing. So before I come into the I am, yeah. So anyway, I told him about this Metatron symbol which I've got on my back and all them thing there. And he was like, I don't know about all of that still. So I was like, alright, I'm just sharing, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, we chop it up like that. Anyway, it went away. Can't remember how many days. But it come back on one of the days. We was still talking in between that, don't get me wrong, but on this particular day, it obviously just found out, innit? So he's come, and it's like, nah, you never guess what. I'm like, what? You see, you know the symbol that you showed me the other day? I seen it on a yam yam water, like in Mecca, where their holy land is. The black box. The black fucking box, they got a whole black cube there. That's blood clot Metatron. Because the water, the Zamzam water, carries the symbol of Metatron on the water. You know what I mean? And he was just like, how can that be? How can the bullshit that you're talking about be all stamped up in my sacred holy shit? It was a mindfuck. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, you see, I'm trying to tell you that I'm onto something. I don't know what it is, but I'm onto something, because they just keep giving me these downloads. You know what I mean? And they're just connecting to loads of different things, even outside of what I believe to be true. You know. So yeah, we'd get into it, but it was a mindfuck because he's Pakistani. He's the youngest boy of 5 sisters. So he's the only like male heir, and it's a significant heir too. And I'm a mum of 5. You get what I'm trying to say? Don't get me wrong, I hold my own. He's the mum and dad's yard. I've got my own yard. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. It's not that. You know what I'm saying? I've got my qualifications. I earn my money. So it wasn't that I thought that he was too good in that sense. Definitely not. We drove the same car. He had a black Land Rover. I've got the white version. You know what I mean? So it definitely weren't that. It was just, my mum had always said, don't date Pakistani men. You know what I mean? They want to fuck you, but they can't marry you. You know what I mean? And then, but she used that example of my dad's sister, Queenie. Because my auntie's kids, all 5 of them are 4 Asian men, Indian men. And she ain't with not one of the baby daddies, and she's never been married to them. You know what I mean? So, even though it might seem fuck with for my mum to say that, and I understand now why she said it, you know what I mean? But at the time I got it too, like, there was an understanding, because the reason why she said it to me is because I started to go out with this little Pakistani boy when I was around 8, 9 in the Grove. His older cousin was going out with my sister's friend, and he asked me out, and I said, alright then. You know what I mean? I was only a kid, but my mum was like, nah, stay away from. But where we live, Lozells was right next to Aston, and Aston's Pakistani land in it. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna get away with having a conversation or an engagement with a Pakistani guy, because that's just where we live. But she was just making it clear, like, there's no point. They have you, but they won't respect you. You know what I mean? And that was significant to me. So when I met Rakar, I was very much in that mindset. I wasn't even, definitely not my type, weren't looking that way enough, and it was so bizarre how we met. Not bizarre in the way that we met, but so bizarre that, you know, my spirits were really keen for me to engage with him. And it's Pakistani. I was like, oh, I don't know if I have to kiss him. Everybody feels different. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Skin feels different. Black skin feels different to white and Asian skin. It just does. Do you understand me? I don't know why, but I know it does. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Black people are the solid, the tough. Do you get what I'm trying to say? When you touch them, you're holding on to something. Asian and white people, they're more squidgier. Perhaps it could be deemed soft, but that's not it for me. It's fragile. You know what I mean? It seems overly delicate. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same. I'm not saying one's better or not, though. Don't get me wrong, but they're not the same. You know what I mean? But they're not horrible either. You know what I'm saying? And that was the bit that I didn't understand. I knew that they were different because I grew up with white people. I grew up with my children's father's mum and them, and I lived with them more or less from when I was 13. So I could see the differences, the difference in the smells, the difference in how we move, the difference in how we sweat. You know what I'm saying? I was accustomed to seeing it close up, and that was absolutely fine. And my partner, as in the kid's dad, was dual heritage mixed race, and his skin was light. Does that make sense? So it wasn't that at all. I'm just saying that I was aware of the differences, you know. But saying that, the kid's dad, even though his skin was light, his hair texture. So, for example, the way his beard grew, the way his armpits grew, his groin, his legs. He had black people hair. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, not nigga, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be combing it, he'd have plaits, he'd have cornrows, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'd be doing this thing, you know. But it was just weird with, not weird with the Pakistani, the thought of it was weird. Once I'd done it, it was no longer weird. It was more about the and the misconceptions that I'd had about it in the first place, which I had to alchemize and overcome in order to go forward with the mission in it. So it was all part of a process, which I absolutely loved. And to be honest, out of all of them that's coming, you know, he's the one that my body has chosen to love. My mind chose to love my heart, but my mind didn't choose to love him. I wouldn't even say my body chose to love him, to be fair, but my heart definitely did, you know, and Rosie definitely did, you know what I mean. But he stole it. He stole our heart, and he stole our heart because he fell in love with me. That's the truth of it. You see, if this nigga had just stayed on game the whole way through and just stuck to the blood clot mission and not fell in love with the fucking subject, you know, one of them ones, everything would have been fucking fine. I tell you straight. The dickhead raw fell in love. The dickhead raw fell in love, and because he fell in love, as love, as the epiphany of love, like genuine love, you know, I couldn't help not feel those heart vibrations, those heart connections. And I have to be TRU. As much as I'm on mission, but I have to keep it real. Have to keep it real 100. And it is what it is. And if I feel something, I feel it. I can't deny it and say I don't feel it. I feel it. And my heart felt it. Real talk. And my head was like, no, we're on mission, man. Don't be a quirk. Don't be a dickhead. You know what I mean? And my head really pulled it down. My heart suffered. Rosie cried. I cried. I fucking cried, man. I did. I really bawled, man. I really fucking bawled. You know what I mean? This nigga had me in my heart, nowhere else. Yeah, it went about the sex. It went about the mind or nothing like that. It just, I watched him actually fall in love with me. And I watched him try his best not to. That's what was so real. That's what was so beautiful. He'd be there sometimes and the words would just fall out of his mouth and he'd be like, you know what, Asherah? I meet a lot of beautiful girls, you know, all the time. Beautiful women throw themselves at me. Is you know, the youngest, only boy of 5, and his dad's alright, you know what I mean? They've got a little bit of change. They've got some merchandise in Pakistan, and they own a lot of guns, that's all I'm saying. I will say one more thing, it's blue lights all the way from the airport, do you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, so, you know, he's just saying. And he's a bit of a show off, but it's not a show off at the same time. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, trips to the Savoy, it is what it is. Yeah? So anyway, he's telling me how many beautiful women and whatever, that he's got a pick. He can pick, choose and refuse. And he's letting me know that I meet all these beautiful women, but he says to me, I don't know what it is. Why can I not take my fucking eyes off you? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he'd question in the moment when I can see his heart chakra bursting out of his chest and he's doing his best to pack it back in, and he's trying to ask himself, why do I feel this way? What is it? What has got me feeling this way? Do you understand me? Yeah. Like, what is it, man? I can't work it out, you know. And he'd sit there and he'd be like, I love you. And then he'd realise what he said and he'd slap himself in the face. Try to wake himself up and be like, what the fuck? Do you get what I'm saying? What are you doing to me? I'm watching you. I'm absolutely watching you become your most vulnerable self with me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I see how my energy affects people. You know, and it can affect them in either way. It can affect them in many ways, don't get me wrong, but I've seen it at its extremes, you know. My energy will just make you feel like you want to float, like you just want want to sit down and just chill, man, and just wonder and ponder and just talk. We'd lie on the bed, literally holding hands, laughing, crying with laughter. And you'd hear him turn into his inner child, just giggling away, laughing, like the way I care in the world. You know what I mean? Nice. You know, nice. It's nice to be able to laugh with someone. And then we'll be smashing it up. I'm talking like from one side to the other, boof, boof, boof. And then park up for 15 minutes, order some room service, eat some pizza or whatever. And he's constantly not force feeding, but constantly feeding me. Here, I take this, make sure you eat that. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Do you want a drink? He'd phone me, put me on WhatsApp and be like, yo, I'm cooking. What do you want? Salmon. I'll cook some salmon for you. Cook up the salmon. Do some veg. Do some rice or whatever. Pack it all up. Show me him putting the knife and forks in the bag. Jump in his car. Come and pick me up. We drove out somewhere. I'm having a full-on dinner picnic in the fucking car. You know what I mean? Beyond the mission. Beyond the mission. And also, he liked the fact that I was so gangster, you know. He liked the fact that he had a girl that could ride or die. He loved that I love guns. He loved that I love fighting tough. He loved that I could take the wheel and drive at high speeds on the motorway. And two of us be laughing in the car. Like two adrenaline junkies. We'll be laughing. And her say something to me and it would trigger. And I'd say something to him and it would trigger him. And we'd both be like, trigger. It's like we just got it. We got it. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones. It was fun. You know. He was fun. He was my type. But not my type at the same time. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's 5 different personalities of me. He's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, is he? You know what I'm saying? But when he was nice and soft and caring, he was Rosie's type. And when he was a bad boy, he was Sasha's type. So between them two, they were alright with him. You know what I mean? My inner child used to get out with him too, to be fair. You know, one time his dad literally had his leg amputated. And he was at the hospital, and I've drove all the way to this hospital, and this guy's not answering his phone, and I drove all the way up there. So I don't know why, but I wasn't mad. I thought, you know what, I'm going in, I'm going to record the video. So I recorded the video like I was a newspaper reporter. And I started filming and recording all these strangers in the hospital, asking them if they've seen whack, describing him what it looks like, which was completely not what it looks like, but because he was on video. He had me like popping my head out of cupboards and boxes and storerooms and stuff like that, and I sent it to him. You know what I mean? And it made him laugh, and it made me laugh doing it too. You know, something really silly and childish, but he was silly and childish too at times. And obviously, because his dad's in hospital, it was just, you know what I mean, just something funny. You can take your mind off it sometime, you know. Yeah. We used to sit and reason about religion, about life, about people, about Pakistan, about Jamaica, about black people, Asian people, white people. Like, let's have these profound conversations and see each other. And then he'd put on a YouTube video and it'd be an imam talking about something, and then I'd say, no, I get that, and I'd put on a video that supported it or counteracted it or whatever. You know what I mean? Was that? But there was also some other fuckery stuff in there. And there was also some mission stuff in there. And there was also some, I'm going to kill you ancestors that jumped on this motherfucker and they've got his hands around his neck. And they're strangling the fucking shit out of him. And I woke up and my hands around his neck. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing there. The times when he's tried some shit and my ancestors just overtook my body and just bust him up, man. Bust him up. Alright, don't do it. The first time I didn't even know, I had no memory, and to be honest, I probably wouldn't have had any memory of this time if it wasn't the fact that I actually woke up while I was on him, strangling him. And I think the only reason why I woke up is because they saw that my son had come out the house. If my son hadn't come out the house, they probably would have just strangled him to death. My son come out the house, then I've come on my bed because spirits jumped out, and then Whack-ass threw me out the car onto the gravel. I've hurt my backside, scratched up my leg. My son's right there now at the end of the car because he's come from the house, from that side of the car around to this side of the car where the driver's seat is. Mom, you alright? I've got up and I've gone, no, I've run in the house. Whack-ass drove off with my phone in his fucking car. But what did he do to me before that happened? We've never spoken properly about it since. But I know something went down. I don't know if he mumbled some spell words over me. I don't know if he fucking tried something, but I know I was strapped in my passenger seatbelt. And then all of a sudden, I had my hands around his neck and my legs around his waist, telling him I would fucking kill him. We just come back from the off license and picked up some drink. We was about to have a drink. So weird, so random. Oh my god, I've got so much to tell you about so many different things. I started writing books and I literally got halfway between my first book and I'd already written nearly 100,000 words, and I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna write a book with all of this stuff in there? It's like every day, it's like I can remember almost every day, and the days I can't remember, I bet you I wrote something about that day in a diary, a journal, you know what I mean, so a piece of paper, something, because I've been recording for ages. I really have. Let's finish this. Thank you, Spirit.
And I'm not saying that because if you are devout in your beliefs that you must have religious trauma. Please, I'm not saying that. But this person has some sort of religious trauma here that they are misdirecting towards you when you speak on the things that you believe in, because honestly it feels like there is a freedom that you have when it comes to whatever your beliefs may be compared to them.
That's true.
So yeah, there's something about your beliefs. Tell me more about what they seem to be thinking about the collective. They seem to be thinking about the collective. Powerful personal growth. Okay, they do see you as being able to help them with something here. Maybe they see you as like a natural healer, or your energy is very healing. I'm going to cough again. Oh my gosh, my throat's so dry. Excuse me. They see you as being very healing. They don't want you looking into something about them. It may be your intuition that kind of creeps them out a little bit or freaks them out. We have rediscover your individuality, become the dragon, and that's another 5 here, but it's in reverse. This person may feel like they will never have true friends, or that you aren't a true friend because they can't openly talk to you about how they feel. This is weird. Tell me about depression.
Imagine last time I spoke to him was in March 2024. I phoned him from the madhouse. I was sectioned under the Section 2 Mental Health Act, and I phoned him from the madhouse. And I told him I was in the madhouse. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He said, tell me where you are, I'm coming for you now. And I said, no, I don't need you to come here and rescue me. I'm good. I'll get myself out of the madhouse. I just need to talk to you and ask you a question. He said, what? I said, I need to know if there is anything between me and you. Because my heart, I don't wanna deny anything that I feel. If I feel it, I wanna honor it regardless of it. You know what I mean? And I could pretend and I could stuff it down. But if there really is nothing between us, I didn't want to walk away and go towards my kingdom spouse, not knowing if this feeling that I'd pushed down was actually a real thing that I should have explored. So I thought, rather than get to that point, let me just deal with it now. It's like pulling the plaster off, but fuck me, I'd rather pull the plaster off. I'm that kind of bitch, yeah? Burn it. Confirmation, manners. So, when I asked him, it's like he's paused. Do you understand? And because it's paused, it's kind of just, that feeling like when something's not an immediate yes, it can make you feel like, I felt that. I felt that. I, I didn't like the feeling of being suspended in the air while the question was out there. I didn't like that feeling, But at the same time, I deserve to give him a moment to think about or hear what I said. You know what I'm saying? So it was an awkward one. And I can't remember what his exact words were, but it was almost like, let him answer that tomorrow. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, there is no tomorrow. Like, I've decided that it's a now thing. I don't wanna go into tomorrow. You either know something or you don't know something, and it's very simple as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? And I don't want to play no games, because me and you have been doing this off on for a minute, And I'd rather just know that if I'm going forward knowing that I came to you, I put my shit on the table, I said what I needed to say about the situation, and I asked you how you felt about it. And if it isn't, this is my shit on the table. This is how I feel about you. Bang, bang. If it's not that, then it's not nothing. If it's not that, then it's not nothing. Because I'm not going to give up what it is, as in a kingdom spouse, for something that isn't secure, isn't direct, and isn't sure of itself. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? So I didn't give him the wiggle room for him to try and have me on a string. Like, I understand the mission, but I'm talking to you outside the mission right now. I'm saying to you that I acknowledge the way that I feel about you, which has been led because of the way that you felt about me. Do you understand where I'm coming from? But then at the same time, we're still in a mission. We're still supposed to be triggering each other to feel these things in the first place. So that's why it was so important to understand his first response, because his first response was his true response. You understand where I'm coming from? So even though it is a game, I know how to put things in place to know where the game starts and where the game stops. You understand? So I have to fall in love. For me, love has to be real. I can't go in halfway. I can't go in a third of the way. I can't go in 3/4 of the way. It has to be 100%. I have to fall in love. Everything about me, all my cells have to dance together. They all have to dance, and if they're all dancing, the frequency has to be the same throughout. I can't have points in my body where I'm holding lies and deceits, and you can feel those little blockages or those black areas. Or do you know what I'm saying? Because you know that you're not being authentic. No, everything has to be authentic. Everything has to be swimming in sync. Everything, every cell. So I have to put my heart out there, and it is my heart. And I have to be prepared to have my heart squeezed and trampled and thrown away and abused and, do you understand me, raped. I have to be prepared. I have to be not accepting in a vulnerable way, but accepting in a surrendering way. Like, I understand this is the lesson. I understand this is the journey. I understand this is the mission. It's happening to me, but I can't get emotional about it. I have to take it as growth. I have to understand that this is for me. I can eat this up and get strong. This is dinner. This is where the real lessons are. Because everybody knows, how do you make a diamond? How do you make a diamond, blood? You gotta squeeze it. We're being squeezed, and I understand that. I understand the mission. So when it went a definite yes, I knew. Boom, bang. All right then. I'm going towards my kingdom spouse. He said, nah, let's talk tomorrow. I said, blood, me and you will never chat again. Told you already. This is it. You understand? This is it. And I put the phone down. I never spoke to him again. When I came out the hospital, I texted him to let him know that I'm out the hospital. Do you know what I'm saying? A couple of weeks later. But apart from that, nah. I got the kingdom spouse tattooed on my body. You know what I mean? What the spirit did. Just to remind me that it is what it is. Oh. It's my scar there. My tattoo there. The dance. The kiss up. So yeah, mad thing. Right, let's do the end of this 5 minutes. Alright, cool.
They definitely want to learn from you. You see clearly clairvoyant, so they are hiding how they feel, they're hiding their emotions, they're hiding maybe their pain as well. But this is giving repressing emotions, pushing it down. I'm not liking it. Okay, tell me about this trapped energy. New skills, advanced training, rapid improvements, and it's a 37, so this is a 10. We're looking at cycles that are incomplete. This person is giving me the energy of like, they're not your ex. This is not your ex. This is not someone that you have had any type of romantic connection to, but they are giving the energy of somebody that reminds, why are they reminding me of like your ex? I don't even know who your ex is, but that's what it's giving. It's giving somebody who has the potential.
I think it's quite confident when somebody says it's definitely not. Do you know what I mean? Because there are so many different realities and we are all living out different elements of those realities that it would be difficult to say it's definitely not something when there are so many ultimate realities of it being a possibility that it is that, just as much as there's a possibility that it isn't that. Do you know what I mean? So if something isn't that, then it's likely to be is that at the same time, because everything is balanced, you know. So yeah, that's what I think anyway. And I think that's the tricky thing about when you're doing readings. You can feel so confident in your belief. And this is also part of the training element, that you can feel so confident in your belief. Believe me, I've been confident when I met the ginger girl and I was like, oh my God, are you spiritual too? And she was like, no, far from. Oh my God, so you didn't have a mum that was spiritual? No, I did. She was very spiritual. It was a proper opposite to me, and it was like, oh, this is interesting. Do you know what I mean? So you do have to be careful, because there's some people that you meet where it's exactly the same. You know, the guy today, his whole life is my life. I don't even have to say anything. You know, like literally it's a carbon copy, duplicate program. And there's certain times when it's flip-flop the complete opposite way. It's just beautiful. That's what I want to say on it.
To grow and heal, but they haven't, and they are still stuck in like an old timeline, like a past timeline identity or way of being. And it does feel like this person wants to move forward, or they want to move away from that, and they don't really know how. So they may be looking at you as, they find the things that you say interesting, but then it triggers them. Like you trigger them when they think about you. Like you trigger so many emotions within this person, and they don't know who to talk about this. They don't know who they can talk to about this. But they do not see it as being over. They feel like they will be able to, I don't know, impress you in some way, but they're not being 100% themselves. Tell me about this soulmate energy. Yeah, healing from heartache. This person feels like they will be able to heal, catch up, and then you'll want to be with them, or then they will be the right type for you.
Experience too. What I'm seeing from Grove, you know how she can describe one person to sound exactly like one person, and it is what she's describing is a relationship, really, regardless of what it's a relationship. There's many types of relationships, but she turns around and said it's not the same person. That's a boyfriend, but it's somebody like a boyfriend. That's when the energy shifts. And maybe it's not shifting for her, or maybe she doesn't realize that it's shifting for her. But what she's gone into is a different energy source. Maybe it's subtle, because there's also another guy from Ghana that is now the second half of this conversation, where he's never been my boyfriend, he's my taxi driver, he's my driver. You understand where I'm coming from? But he feels like he's missed the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? He feels like he slept on an opportunity, but he slept on an opportunity a long time ago, because his power is powerful. The being within him is powerful, but he's so locked into the matrix, it's unreal. And I don't have time to be training anybody to be trying to get out the matrix. You're either a god or you're not a blood clot god. Now in the matrix, I spent the last 20 years of my life dealing with people's potential. Fuck potential, blood. It's action right about now. And you need to be holding yours. And if you can't ride a dragon, you don't get to blood clot fly, because I am not using my wings to lift no blood clot body. Do you understand me? As in these karmics that come to suck on you. Yeah? So this particular person who she's talking about now is that guy. You know, it's the red flag guy. Like, yeah, you're sitting on the sidelines wallowing and pitying yourself, but realistically, differently, blood. You weren't never gonna step into power anyway. So don't pretend. Yeah? Just wanted to put that out there.
Wrong way. Wrong way. Yeah. Someone's trying to come between you and a friend or something that you want with great good fortune. Okay. There may be an inch of jealousy or envy here if you are someone who is a high earner or someone who is just independent or financially independent. Could be that you live with your family, but you know you're doing well financially. Could be that you're not financially well off, but you still have a sense of freedom that they do not. Tell me about this collision of beliefs, please. Thank you. So we have here, persevere and you will overcome problems. Interesting. Let me show that to you properly. I'm going to take all the rest of them because that was way too many. Tell me about this investigation that they don't want looked into. What do they not want you looking at? You'll be taken care of in difficult times. Where their money comes from in April. They don't want you looking into where they get their money or what they do to get their money. This person's name could be April, your name could be April, or you could have, it's almost like there's a message coming through from someone's guide, someone's passed over a loved one called April. Tell me about the things that we don't see when it comes to their depression. Why are we being shown this? Okay. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. Okay, so this person sees you as being, they have such conflicting thoughts about your understanding of the divine, your understanding of God, your understanding of how you are connected to that and to the earth, because it really does slap them in the face when it comes to what they have.
That bit is true, you know. I've got videos on my phone with me and Sam in the car. This is the Ghanaian guy, yeah, because sometimes we'd be driving 6-7 hours cross country, yeah. I can't even get into certain videos because my storage is so full. It's ridiculous. But let me just see if I can get something out my gallery, if it will let me. Oh, look at my granddad. Oh shit. Can't even show you these little videos of him. Look at that. I see when he was younger, he looks nothing like that, innit? You see, he's with his white hair. He's got blue eyes. It's my granddad. Anyway, I'm showing you that I've got some images of me and Sam. Anyway, we'll be in the car because the thing is, Sam's full of shit. Samuel is full of shit. Samuel grew up in ancient traditional African culture. He grew up in voodoo, basically. His mum's the queen mother of Volta, yeah, the region of Pando. Big time voodoo area. So he's watched chickens get slaughtered and all kinds of fuckery going on in his yard. You know what I'm saying? And around him, it's not no new thing. But he pretends like he don't know what the fuck this is. You know, when we're going to the voodoo places, he acts like he don't know nothing. He acts like it's all new to him. He acts like he's so fucking Christian. It's unreal. And I'm like, you're fake as fuck. You are fake as fuck. Because you can't grow up in all of that and pretend that you're not of it. It's ridiculous. Do you understand? It's ridiculous. Better you turn around and say, I don't even know what would be better, to be fair. I don't even know what would be better. I just know the pretense isn't. And what really nailed it on the head was when we went to this aqua place and there was a woman on the bar and she turned around and said, why do you look so good but your energy seems so bad? She just called him out and I burst out laughing. I started slapping on the counter, you know. I was like, nah. I said, you see it? I said, you see it? I said, all right then. I know it's not in my fucking head. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I know it's not in my fucking head. You go on like you go on like you order and a bag of chips, and that you're this guy and you're that guy. You ask Sam what's the worst thing he's ever done. I tell you, he spent his school money on a pair of shoes. Man's a killer. Man's a straight up killer, blood. In this life or the next, you're a killer. Straight up. Killer. You know. But he's acting like, I don't know. His whole vibe is like it's not that when it is that. I don't know. It's just weird. A lot of people fake it, but energy don't lie. I haven't got the pictures on this phone. Energy don't lie, man. Energy don't lie, but we'd get into it because he's talking from a Christian and I'm saying, no, it's not like that. Like, I know my God. Yeah, I know the God I serve. Who's the God you serve? That's what I want to know, because I know it's not that it's about the Bible, but he's a Christian and I'm a Christian. And I know more about the Bible than him. You know what I mean? Like when he's saying something, I can reference the Bible based what the contradiction is on what he's saying. You know what I mean? And I can also reference other books and other philosophies, if you like, that would counteract or support that. So I'm asking him about the Orishas. He don't know nothing about the Orishas. How can you not know about the Orishas in traditional African religion? Now, don't get me wrong, that some of them can have different names, but there's still an understanding of these deities, and he's surrounded around it. You know what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong, you can grow up ignorant, you can grow up naive, but he's next in line to be the chief of the same Volta area. So if there's out of him and another group's son who I met when I went to visit the chief, the two of them were there, and the chief man was telling me that it's out of the two of them, even though Sam's mom, the Queen Mother, had already told me that on our first engagement. And this is my taxi driver. The Almighty don't put me with idiot people, you know what I'm saying? Like there's somebody, whether in the 3D or the 5D, more times both, but they probably don't look it on the 3D, but they're definitely somebody in the 5D. Like I don't get surrounded with idiots. These mans that come to me, they're masters in their own right, and I say that with the utmost respect, because I understand the challenges that I've gone through with them. I take my hat off. They weren't a worthy contender, mind you, but I take my hat off the same way because I learnt a lot along the way. You know what I mean? I really did. So Sam trying to act like he's not a part of it, but you can't not be a part of it. And even the things that you're doing, because I'm side-eyeing and watching you, I know you're a part of it because I'm playing you. You get what I'm saying? I'm playing you. Spirit just reminded me of something. If I'm gonna say it, then I better tell it. Oh, yeah, that's what they say to me. So they just tell me something, and I'm like, no, I don't want to tell them that. And they're like, yeah, if you gotta say it, then you gotta say it. Oh, that's so funny, isn't it? So basically, we went out one night when we was down in Volta. Yeah, don't eat like by the sea. We got to the end of Volta basically because we reached the water, and we'd gone out and we'd gone to this bar. I was only drinking Heineken, so I don't even know why I was so wavy, but I was. And the joke is, Spirit had carried me all the way down to the beach, and I know this because the next day when I wasn't wavy, I couldn't fucking walk properly. But the night before, I sailed through to Bomberclass, so I know it weren't me walking. And someone was like, "What's going on? Yesterday you just wavy, today no." Anyway. On the way back, I showered, was in my room. Sam came and knocked the door. I asked him to go and get some evaporated milk so I could have a cup of tea. So I'm standing at the ironing board making a cup of tea. I sit down on the bed. We've got food, you know. We've gone and got food. So the food, Sam's put the food down on the bed in front of me. My legs are crossed and I'm sitting there with the towel wrapped around me, about to eat. I put a chip in my mouth and I don't remember nothing else. I don't remember nothing else. I wake up in the morning and I'm on top of the bed in my little towel scarf thing that I had around me. That's just barely around me. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't feel, don't get me wrong, I'm not hurt or nothing like that. It's like a blank moment. Like I couldn't, I'm sure, what was I doing? Was I not eating some food? You know, one of them ones, it was more like that. So in the morning when I was speaking to Sam was like, you went and you put the chip in your mouth and you just fell backwards and you was just gone, boom, just like that. It's like spirit will carry me so far, make sure I'm safe on the bed, and then get out my body. And then I'm just, you know what I mean? Like I've been there and I've been so, and they're telling me get in the car, and I'm saying no, I can't drive. I'm high. I'm drunk. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I've been smoking weed, especially in the early days when spirit was like, smoke some weed, because the plant-based medicine makes them come through more. It's shamanic. You know what I'm saying? It's shamanic. So the plant-based medicine makes them come through more, and I'm like, I smoked the weed to get it. Then it's, you know, blacked out in this guy's house. Fuck nigga one. I woke up, he's cussing, screaming me out. Get the fuck out my house. Get the fuck out my house. I'm like, God, I don't know where the fuck I am. The ancestors have set me up, blood. This is in the early days. Have set me up, blood. Get in the car, get in the car. I'm like, no, I can't drive. I can't drive. They said, get in the car. I woke up. I was going over the rubbles in my house. I'm trying to say, and I pulled up at the drive, and I woke up and I stopped the car brake, turned off the engine, and I went inside. My ancestors have shown me time and time and time again. Time and time and time again. You know what I mean? So it's not that, but they got me home. They got me on the bed safe. They weren't about to let me sit down there and eat chips. We got places to go. You know what I'm trying to say? Boom, gone. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the reason why they were saying if I gotta tell it, then I gotta tell it all is because even though that day he didn't mention seeing me naked, days later he mentioned seeing me naked and putting the blanket over my head. And he explained to me why the thought of doing some, not even the thought of doing something, because it wasn't that. He just said, I wasn't sure if you were sleeping or if you was pretending. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because there's been a lot of women in my life that have played little games like that. It just made me know, I'm not gonna buy into it. So he started to explain when he was the head teacher at this school. He's been a head teacher too, and the head teacher, like the head teacher was trying to set him up. Do you understand me? So he's sleeping in accommodation as part of his job with the school, and next thing you know, the headmasters moved his wife into his accommodation. I said, how long did that go on for? He said, a year. Can you imagine living with another man's wife for a year? She's in and out, in and out. And she's doing everything to try and pop. Well, not even imagine, but this is the story he gave me, I should say. I shouldn't even get emotional about it. But when he was explaining, I mean, don't get me wrong, that wasn't my mission. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not. Man, anyway, there isn't any point. I didn't see Sam in that way. Yeah, I'm trying to say I didn't see Sam in that way. I'm not sure what way I saw Sam, to be fair, but we would sleep in the same bed, or I would fall asleep in the car and he would be at the back. I never ever felt threatened by him. My ancestors never told me to be scared of him. They never told me to. They knew he was a warlock. Don't get me wrong, but they just knew it was on lock. I know I'm safe. When the ancestors say I'm safe, I know I'm safe. I'd say to him, don't let me sleep in the car. We got to get to a place and it's hours away. And we'd get there and he'd let me sleep in the car for another 2 hours. And I'd wake up and I'd be like, Sam, what time it is? It's like 12. We should have reached there for 10. Sam, why go on? He said, nah, you're sleeping. Because I don't sleep often. I don't sleep much. When I do fall asleep, he lets me sleep, which is annoying because we've got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? But from day one, when I first met him and he drove me 5 hours away from not civilization, but the airport, I was my ancestors already had him boxed off. They knew who he was when he was coming to pick me up the first time. That's why they let me go 5 hours in one direction in the middle of nowhere with him. Do you know what I mean? So if that was the first day, why stop there? I felt very safe with Sam. One time, the only times I've not felt safe with Sam is when Sam has embodied the energy of my ex-husband. And when I say the energy of my ex-husband, the demon that runs up and down in my ex-husband, that runs down in many of them. And when that demon comes in, it makes me feel unsafe. And my ancestors always tell me to stand up, blood, and bitch him. And if I bitch him, like I go in hard, your blood clot, you get what I'm saying? Cuss it out, cuss it out, cuss it out. It cowers down, because it's a coward spirit, really. Cowers down. I'm like, yo, who are you? Who are you talking to? You're not my man, blood. You're the fucking Uber driver, so drive. I have to do a man dirty, scutter him, raw rip out his manhood, you know, and then get him moving. If when that demon comes in though, when that demon comes in, because otherwise it will overpower me and put me in my rosy energy, and I can't afford to be in my feminine energy when there's a dark warlock around. No, I gotta be in my warrior bitch energy, my Sasha energy, and bitch that bitch. Put that bitch in its feminine energy, you know. Anyway, let's go.
Been told, but at the same time they want to learn more. So this person's kind of like in awe of you. Great happiness, and that came out in reverse. Let me take a look at these ones actually. Tell me about the fairy ring in reverse when it comes to this person's anger management. Thank you. Keep your life in balance. This person may be looking towards you to help them with that. What about soulmate, healing, and game over? We have feeling tied down or frustrated. This person may find it difficult to be in long-term relationships, great passion. This person is either someone that likes to have short relationships, flings, maybe they're an F-boy and
Sleep with
F-girl.
prostitutes.
This person runs from true emotion because it scares them, but it's like you've sparked something in this person. September and hard work ahead. A distant friend is thinking of you. This is somebody that you know. This is somebody that you are friends with. I'm telling you, they think about you a lot.
Yeah,
they
because I
think
blocked
about
him.
you a lot because there's something about what you've achieved in your life is inspiring to them as well.
Not only that, I've got a completely
It's like
brand
they're
new
pushing
body.
and pulling between change.
The body that you
So,
saw with Gara
you know,
is not
if
the
you
body I
want-
have right
If you want to
now.
heal, if you want, this is just my opinion from
Mad-
experience.
madded.
If you want to heal,
Meadows.
you have to let go of the things that are holding you back. And I know that sounds very cliche, but if you know that smoking cigarettes, like I said before, smoking cigarettes and you're addicted to that, it's actually really bad for your health and it's stopping you from being able to go to the gym and it's stopping you from having opportunities, you need to stop smoking. Just stop smoking.
Stop it.
And it could be difficult or it may be really easy, but that's one thing that will stop you being bound to the past version of who you are. And it's things like this person is wanting to go forward, but they then keep falling back into their old addictions. And I don't know if they think that you are going to be able to fix them.
Everybody thinks I can fix them.
Romance is in the air.
Honestly.
I don't know if they are mistaking
There's
you
me.
being considerate and caring for something romantic. Because if they've never had
Love.
if they've never had like the emotional support, especially when it comes to things that are difficult, if you've seen that they're struggling and you kind of were there for them, even if they didn't open up, they may take that as being something romantic rather than it just being actually we're friends. I don't know. But you've got financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. So they may also think that you're very successful. Whether you are or not, that's up to you. But they may see you as being financially successful or just being someone who is very confident when it comes to luck. Yeah, because look, you've got work, achievement and success coming through. But we also have here, you should accept valid criticism coming through. I've been told to leave it. I'm going to leave it there.
Thank
I hope that gave you
you.
the confirmation and clarity that you needed, that you already intuitively knew. If you are new to my channel and this resonated and you'd like to see more of my content and when I post, I would love for you to hit on the like, the subscribe, and see exactly that.
Alright, let's stop it there. We've gone a little bit of all different kind of subjects today, but to be honest, it's been really nice because obviously Sam hasn't come through and there's so much to tell you about him, because obviously he took me on most of my African traditional sightings, you know, when I went to the African burial sites, the forts, the different seas, meeting different cultures, meeting different clans, going to ancestor village, you know, walking with the ancestors walked, climbing the tallest mountain in Ghana. Just all kinds of stuff, you know what I mean? Just there's so much to tell you. So much has happened. But I'm gonna leave it there because I've had 4 hours sleep and I would like to get 4 more, thank you. Until next time, take care. Bye.